So right now, video games often have cutscene and action, and you're really keeping those two things separate. But if you're like me and you skip cutscenes, you get to the end of the game and you just hope that you're shooting bad people, not good people. You have no idea because you haven't been paying attention to the story. So one of the reasons why I wanted to join Bossa Studios was I had talked with the founders about this idea of giving the player agency. So what this means is you're not watching your character and having them tell you a story. Instead, you're impacting the world and you're creating your own story, and everybody's story is going to be different. To give the player a sense of agency, games will often have branching narrative. But really, branching narrative still is more content hand-created by an author, leading them down a different path. It's just giving them the option to be the good guy or the bad guy, or play it some other different perspective, but it's not really opening up the player to the entire kind of realm of what they could be. One of the kind of inspirations or influences for the project we're working on was playing multiplayer games online. All these stories would unfold as you're playing it with other humans, and they would act in ways that the game hadn't necessarily programmed them to act, that they had acted with agency on their own to survive. And that was really interesting to me to watch that and then think, well, what if NPCs acted that way, non-player characters, computer-controlled characters? What if they acted in ways that were not necessarily the way you think traditionally they would act in a game, but instead they acted like a human would and tried to cheat you, lied to you, tried to pull little stunts on you and see what happens. So there's an NPC that I was friends with that I wanted an item from. They should have given me the item, but instead they said they didn't have the item. So now we checked the logs, we checked the data because I was sure they had it. And we found out that they were lying because they could get more money from somebody else. So they were choosing not to care about our friendship, but instead to go for more money. And that was just a really big surprise that we hadn't programmed that, we hadn't designed that. We just given them desires and goals and let them decide what was more important to them. And that's what they chose to do. So I think of like, okay, we haven't really had full agency yet. And that's what I kind of want to explore and try to do. And when I bring this up and I talk with people who've been in the industry for a while, people look at me and they're like, well, hang on. That's like a talk from 1998 at GDC. We were talking about this back then. I'm like, yeah, but we didn't do it. So let's try it now. And let's see where we go. Let's take that step and see what that frees up. And then other people will come in and they'll take it and they'll run with it and they'll play with it. And that's why I think it's really important when you're working on these kind of things is to share what you're doing. To not only just talk about it, but if you're a developer, come stop by, come talk to me. I'll tell you exactly what we're doing, how we're doing it. Because I want to empower other people to explore this as well, because this is interesting to me. And so where can we take this? What can this unleash? Where do we go from here?